All right, everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil. And this video, guys, I actually have a graphic that I designed for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the core gear that I consider core gear, right? I know Capital Games has their own definition, which is basically everything inside of your daily challenges here. I want to go a step further because I think that core gear is stuff that I find myself needing to constantly farm, constantly hoard up for different farms, right? So what I did with this is I went through and found the crystal cost for these pieces of gear, right? Once we get down in here, we you find the crystal cost, right? I tell you where I would farm it. I'll explain why that, and then I have a graphic to show you guys exactly what that cost per each of those things is, right? So before we get into that, guys, you know the drill. We must first pay homage to our king, Wampa. You guys know the drill by now, right? We want Wampa to hit relegate. I want to relegate Wampa. I want to relegate him because he's my king. I am going to cry at the resources after I expend them. But guys, Wampa wants you to relegate him. All you need to do, get this channel to 5,000 subscribers. And I'm not asking for a lot, right? It's just a whomp on that subscribe button. Make sure you guys leave likes, leave comments. Let's get into this video. And I'm going to switch over to the graphic that I designed for this. All right, give me a moment here, guys, while I get this set up. And no transition because that's too hard. Boom, there we go. All right. So this is a Google Doc. I will make sure to link this in the video description down below. And I can't even spell peace correctly. Whatever. Okay, so what we do here, right? Each of these pieces, right? So your Mark III holo projectors is the first one, just as an example. So these are your gear pieces. These are the pieces that you need for a fully crafted, one of those versions. Obviously, like some of these things, right? Like you see here, these pieces all right here, they require, these go together. You need Carbonis here, stun cuffs here. I'm just going based off the salvage, right? We're just worried about the salvage because that's what you need to complete it together, right? So just worrying about salvage here, going into full pieces would just take way too much time. So just worry about the salvage, right? So we talk about how many pieces it takes to be fully crafted, what the crystal cost per that piece is, right? So for each of these things, there's a crystal cost that you can calculate, right? That for 20 of these, I think it costs 150 crystals via via shipments, right? Which comes out to 7.5 crystals per Mark III holo projector. So if you were to go spend 50 crystals, that's what this column is saying, is that if you go spend 50 crystals, you need to net 6.67 holo projectors for every 50 you spend. So when you think about that, think about how many you get when you're farming. If you're not getting over around 7 per drop, you are losing crystals. That it's more efficient for you to go buy those in the store, or obviously you can use the guild store, right? But for me, these are more than likely guild store or buy them with crystals when necessary. These pieces are very cheap as well. You could technically buy these, but with the guild store being what it is now, it's a lot easier to just kind of hoard these up. So I use my guild store for this piece, I would say. This one just kind of accumulate through daily challenges. This piece is one that I never thought I was going to run out of. I had so many of these, but with relics, with everything else, all the characters, everybody needs one of these. So I've actually had to start buying these via the guild store. Again, very lucrative. The reason it's on its own level is that it needs 60 pieces for a fully crafted one. But again, another one just kind of in this range of, very reasonable, right? So you guys can see here, your other core gears, right? You're starting to see your stun guns, stun cuffs, and Carbonis. You get them through the daily challenges. I'd buy them through the guild store. I would not be spending crystals to farm these on nodes. It's just not worth your time anymore to be doing that because of how quickly you can accumulate them, right? Through daily challenges, all those prize boxes, things like that. This stuff is just coming so much faster through your inventory that it's a lot smarter to spend your energy elsewhere. So before we get into where I spend my energy, right, you guys will see here that we have some other core gear. This is stuff that you normally need from gear 11 to gear 12. It's available in the guild store. You can buy it if you have to, and this is stuff that you could farm it as well. But drop rates are pretty abysmal on this stuff, so I personally would just prefer to go and buy it. Guild store is my favorite place to farm this stuff. That's where I'm using almost all my currency, is just buying this core gear and preparing it for those next farms. Here's Kyratex. Kyratex, you guys notice everything was 14s, and now we're doubling, right? This is why I say Kyratex are something I farm all the time. They are 28 crystals per piece, right? That for every, it costs 1,400 for 50 Kyratex. So when you're farming that, think about that. As long as you're getting 2 Chirotechs per time you do it, right? So through 12 attempts, if you get 2 of them, which is not hard to do, right? That's not even a 20% drop rate. You're saving yourself crystals. And any more you get is bonus on top of that. So obviously I say you farm regular, you can use your guild event currency too, and then your daily prizes, right? You're going to get them through that. This is, what I just have this burned into my memory, right? These costs. This guide hopefully is helping you guys as you're seeing this, how to invest your crystals wisely. So now I actually skip into, start getting into that gear 12, gear 13 pieces, right? So you guys will see here, we've got like left and right side relic pieces that take 40 crystals per pop. And again, I only included the ones that I find myself needing to farm over and over again, right? So these are 40 pieces for a full one. They cost 30 crystals per. So if you're farming fleet, just think about it like this. If you're farming fleets right here, you're actually doing really, if you get 2 of these a day, or 2 per 50 crystals, you're still saving, just like the Chirotechs, you're still saving yourself some money there. You can use guild event currency for these things. I kind of go back and forth on how I use this. And again, shard shop is always an option as well. Keep that in mind. It's kind of funny how, you think that these pieces and these pieces would cost different because they have different shard shop prices, but I'm telling you, they don't, right? The reason these have a lower shard shop price than these pieces, even though crystal cost is the same, is because you need more of these. Because these are needed on both the left and the right side of gear 13, right? So that's why they're something you need more of. So they're willing to give you 8 of them at a time, right? Or 8 for the cost of 4 of these, knowing that you need these a lot more. So just keep that in mind, guys, right? That's why they're all together here, is that from a pure crystal cost, they're all the same. Now we're going to get into the other side, right? So you have the left side of gear 13 here. Again, it's 30 for, 30. They're worth 30 crystals per pop. You need 30 of them to be fully crafted. And again, there's your drop rate, right? Very, same prices as up here. This is stuff I only use my guild event currency for. Again, shard shop is also a great option here. And then farm regular. The reason why I don't call these out specifically as shard shop is because I'd say for the majority of your players, these pieces are like, if I see, especially like I would say my Mark IV comlinks here, if I see those, I buy right away in shard shop. I don't even think twice, I just buy it because they are so hard to obtain elsewhere. So these pieces here, again, still in that same, crystal range. And then finally we have and I just have the 4 most common pieces that I find myself farming. And these are fleet energy, right? This is where my fleet energy goes to, is farming these things and farming this stuff here, right? So for these pieces, right, you farm your fleets, it's 35 crystals per pop. So let that sink in, that even if you only get 1 of these, you really didn't, if you do just say 100 crystal refreshes, right? You spend 100 crystals refreshing this. If you got 3 pieces, just 3 pieces total, you still saved yourself crystals comparatively to if you would have, just bought them outright in shipments. And hopefully as you guys see this, it starts to make sense to you, right? You start to understand how utilizing your crystals in a more efficient manner leads you to get through the game faster. And I think this is one of the things that has led me to, speed through farms so much faster, is you understand that from a pure, that I have crystals left over in my, constantly have crystals left over for different things because I'm using them efficiently, because I understand what the costs of things are and where it's best to spend your time and resources into obtaining them, right? So I want to go back to the game here. So let me pop this open, and I'm going to wave my magic hand thing, do the magic hand thing, boom, back into the game. So how can you go about doing this, right? How can you understand where this stuff lies, right? So I'm going to go to my journey guide here quick for Java. So I don't have anybody that I need for gear 12 pieces. So maybe we'll just go to my Geonosians definitely need it. So Brood Alpha, right? If I wanted to obtain maybe, one of these pieces here, right? Maybe I need these. So I'm going to go in. See that right here? You do the math, right? It doesn't add up, right? So I'm going to go all the way over here, and I can farm these out of fleet energy, which now obviously has a galactic chase for TIE Defender right now as well. But I can go in and farm these things with fleet energy. And I'm saving myself the crystals comparatively to farming these. Now, obviously, the other side of this is time, right? That it's going to take me more time to farm it than just to probably save the crystals and buy it outright. But that's where the efficiency comes in. If you do this every day over the course of a year, right? That you're committing yourself to it, right? You're going to do this every day. You're going to have a surplus of crystals that you can use to speed up different farms that you can buy gear pieces outright for because you want them today. So hopefully this helps, guys. Hopefully you see this. Hopefully, again, as this channel is designed to do, it helps you avoid the mistakes that I fell into. And as a special treat here, you might have seen her in the end of the video last time, but this is my kitty, Nymeria. She is the sweetest animal on earth, even though she is extremely shy. But I wanted to share her with you guys because she is I can't say she's the queen of our house because our German Shepherd is really the queen of the house, but Nim is definitely up there as far as how much we love her. But that's the video, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear from you guys. As always, smash that subscribe button, leave likes, leave comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.